February 14, 2000. 4 a.m. Highway 18, North Carolina, a truck driver is heading south through a storm. Heavy rain. High winds. The roads are dangerous, and then, in his headlights, he sees something impossible, a little girl. 9 years old. Walking alone. On the side of the highway. In the dark. In the storm, he slows down. Concerned. She's wearing all white. Soaked through. She shouldn't be out here, he pulls over. Gets out. Walks toward her, and she runs. Into the woods. Disappears into the darkness. The driver gets back in his truck. Calls it in. But by the time police arrive, she's gone. 3 hours later, Harold and Asha Degree wake up. They check on their children. Their son O'Brien is in his bed. But their daughter's bed is empty. Asha is gone. They search the house. Her favorite clothes are missing. Her book bag is gone. The front door is unlocked. Their 9-year-old daughter walked out of the house in the middle of the night. During a thunderstorm. And vanished. Police launch a massive search. Over 9,000 man-hours. Hundreds of volunteers. Helicopters. K-9 units. They search a 3-mile radius around where Asha was last seen. They find nothing. 17 months later, construction workers discover something buried near Highway 18. 40 miles from where Asha disappeared, 2 black plastic garbage bags. Inside, Asha's book bag. Her clothes. A book that didn't belong to her. A photograph of a girl no one could identify, but no Asha. For 24 years, the case went cold. Asha's face was on billboards. Her family held annual walks. But there were no arrests. No answers. Just questions, and then, in September 2024, everything changed. Police executed search warrants. They seized a green 1964 AMC Rambler, the type of car witnesses reported seeing near where Asha vanished. They collected DNA evidence. They identified suspects. For the first time ever, police said publicly, Asha Degree was murdered. Her body was concealed. And they think they know who did it. In February 2025, warrants revealed something chilling. One of the suspects allegedly confessed at a party years ago. "I killed Asha Degree," she said. Her sister immediately told her to shut up. The man who heard it passed a polygraph. The suspect refused to take one. 25 years later, Asha's family might finally get answers, but the biggest question remains. Why did a 9-year-old girl walk out of her house at 2:30 a.m. during a storm? What was she running toward? Or was she running away from something? Welcome to Case Unknown, where we investigate the crimes that changed nations, the cases that exposed hidden evils, and the stories that demand to be told. Last episode, we examined the Riley Strain case, a college student whose death exposed bystander apathy and fraternity negligence. Today, we go back to February 2000. To a 9-year-old girl who walked into a storm and never came home. To a case that went cold for 24 years. To a breakthrough that finally named suspects in 2024, this is the Asha Degree mystery. Not just a missing child case, but a story about why some disappearances get solved and others don't. About DNA technology that can reach back 25 years. About families who never stop searching. What makes a child leave home in the middle of the night? Who took Asha? And why did it take 24 years to name suspects? You're about to find out. This episode discusses the disappearance and suspected murder of a 9-year-old child. We'll examine evidence, theories, and recent developments. If you need to skip this one, we understand. Before that February night, the Degrees were the model American family. Harold and Asha Degree married on Valentine's Day 1988. Their son, O'Brien, was born a year later. Asha was born August 5, 1990. They lived in Shelby, North Carolina, a small town in Cleveland County, about 50 miles west of Charlotte. Working class community. Safe neighborhood. The kind of place where kids played outside and neighbors knew each other. Harold worked as a dock loader at Pittsburgh Plate Glass. Aquila worked for Kauai America Manufacturing, building pianos. They worked regular hours. Provided for their kids. Raised them right. Asha and O'Brien were latchkey kids. They let themselves in after school. Their parents expected homework to be done by the time they got home. The kids followed the rules. No trouble. No problems. Asha was in 4th grade at Falston Elementary School. She was a star. Straight A student. Basketball point guard. Shy but loved. Her teachers adored her. Her teammates looked up to her. She was a good kid, her great-uncle Willie Key would later say. She didn't cause no trouble. She listened to her parents. That's why this don't make no sense. The weekend before she disappeared, everything seemed normal. Friday, February 11th, 2000. Schools were closed for a 3-day weekend. Harold and Aquila still had to work, so the kids spent the day at their aunt's house. Later, they went to basketball practice at their school, Saturday, February 12th. Asha's basketball team played their first game. They lost. Asha fouled out. She was upset. Crying with her teammates afterward, but her parents said she got over it. She watched her brother's game later that day. Seemed fine. Sunday, February 13th. The kids went to church with relatives. Came home. Normal evening. Around 8 p.m., both children went to bed in the room they shared. Harold checked on them before he went to sleep. Both kids were in their beds. Asleep. Safe. Nothing seemed wrong. Nothing seemed off. But sometime between midnight and 2:30 a.m., Asha woke up. Got dressed in her favorite clothes. Packed her book bag. And walked out of the house, into a storm, February 14, 2000. Valentine's Day. Around 2:30 to 3 a.m., Asha Degree, 9 years old, leaves her home on Oakcrest Drive. She takes her book bag. She's wearing her favorite outfit, jeans with a red stripe, white sneakers, white shirt. It's storming. Heavy rain. High winds. The kind of night you stay inside, but Asha walks out. Alone. Into the darkness, she heads south on Highway 18. A rural 2-lane road. No sidewalks. No streetlights in some sections. Just darkness and rain. Why? No one knows. Not her parents. Not investigators. Not even the suspects they'd eventually name. This is the central mystery of the case. Why did Asha leave? 4 a.m. First sighting. Jeff Rupp, a truck driver, is heading south on Highway 18. In his headlights, he sees a small figure walking on the shoulder of the road, a child. Wearing white. Soaked through, he's about 1.3 miles south of Asha's home. Rupp slows down. Concerned. He sees it's a little girl. She shouldn't be out here. He pulls over. Gets out of his truck. The moment Asha sees him, she panics. She runs off the road. Into the woods. Disappears into the trees. Rupp is shocked. He gets back in his truck. Continues his route. But he can't stop thinking about it. He calls it in later that morning, 4:15 a.m., second sighting. Another trucker, heading north on Highway 18, sees the same thing. A child walking alone. Near the same spot. He notes it but doesn't stop. After 4:15 a.m., Asha is never seen again. 6 to 6:15 a.m., Aquila wakes up. She goes to check on the kids before getting ready for work. O'Brien is asleep in his bed. But Asha's bed is empty. Aquila searches the house. Bathrooms. Living room. Asha's not there. She wakes Harold. Asha's gone. They search outside. The neighborhood. Calling her name. Nothing. 6:30 a.m., Harold calls 911. Asha Degree is officially reported missing. Police respond immediately. This is a 9-year-old. missing since sometime in the night. In a storm, they interview the family. No signs of forced entry. The front door was unlocked but not damaged. Asha's book bag is missing. Some of her favorite clothes are gone. It looks like she left voluntarily. But why? Later that morning, police get the call from Jeff Rupp. He saw a child matching Asha's description at 4 a.m. on Highway 18. About 1.3 miles from her home, police immediately focused the search on that area. Helicopters. K-9 units. Volunteers. They searched the woods. The fields. Abandoned buildings. Wells. Anything within a 3-mile radius, they find clues. Small clues. But no Asha. Near the spot where Asha was last seen, investigators find Asha's Mickey Mouse hair bow, candy wrappers, from candy Asha had received at a Valentine's Day party at school the week before, a pencil, a marker. The items suggest Asha was there. She dropped them. Or left them intentionally, but where did she go after that? February 16th, police announced that Asha's bedroom is missing clothing. Her favorite jeans with the red stripe. Her white sneakers. A white shirt, this confirms it. Asha got dressed. Chose specific clothes. Packed her bag. And left, February 22nd, after 9,000 man-hours of searching, police call off the active search. They've covered everything within a 3-mile radius. Found nothing. We have never really had that first good, substantial lead, Sheriff Dan Crawford says at a news conference. The case goes cold. Asha's parents are devastated. They can't understand it. Asha was a good kid. She followed rules. She was afraid of the dark. She hated storms. Why would she leave? And where did she go? For 17 months, there are no major developments. Asha's face is on billboards. Her case is featured on national news. Tips come in. None lead anywhere, and then, August 3, 2001, 17 months after Asha disappeared, a construction crew is working along Highway 18 near Morganton, North Carolina, about 40 miles north of where Asha was last seen. A worker spots something unusual. Partially buried in the ground. 2 black plastic garbage bags. Heavy duty. The kind used for yard waste. They dig them up. Open them. Inside, Asha's book bag. Her clothes. And items that didn't belong to her. The bags were double wrapped. Tightly sealed. Deliberately buried. Someone hid them. Someone who didn't want them found. What was in the bags? Asha's book bag, the one she took with her the night she disappeared. Asha's clothing, including items she was believed to be wearing. A book, The Whipping Boy by Sid Fleischman. It didn't belong to Asha. Police never determined who it belonged to or why it was in her bag. A photograph, wallet-sized, of a young girl. The Degree family didn't recognize her. In 2001, the Charlotte Observer reported the photo was of a friend of Asha's. But the friend was never publicly identified. Candy wrappers, matching the candy from Asha's school Valentine's party, a pencil and marker, matching items found near where Asha was last seen. The discovery changes everything. This isn't a runaway case. This isn't a child lost in the woods. This is an abduction. Someone took Asha, killed her, and buried her belongings 40 miles away. But who? Police collect the evidence. Send it to the lab. DNA testing in 2001 is improving but still limited. They find DNA. But it doesn't match anyone in the database. The case goes cold again. Years pass. Asha's birthday comes every August 5th. Her family holds vigils. They never stop searching. Never stop hoping. We'll never give up, Aquila says in interviews. Never. A billboard is erected near where Asha was last seen. It shows her face. Have you seen Asha Degree? It asks. The billboard stands for over 20 years. And then, in 2024, technology catches up. September 2024, After 24 years, the case explodes back into the headlines. The FBI, Cleveland County Sheriff's Office, and North Carolina State Bureau of Investigation execute multiple search warrants, 5 properties in Cleveland County. All connected to one family, the Dedmons, Roy Dedmon. His wife, Connie Dedmon. Their 3 daughters, Annalie Dedmon Ramirez, 13 years old in 2000, Lizzie Dedmon Foster, 16 years old in 2000, Sarah Dedmon Capel, 15 years old in 2000. The Dedmons lived in Cleveland County in 2000. Near where Asha disappeared, authorities seize evidence, a 1964 green AMC Rambler, matching the type of car witnesses reported seeing near where Asha vanished, electronic devices, personal items, soil samples. For the first time publicly, authorities state, Asha Degree is a victim of homicide. Her body was concealed. The search warrants reveal DNA connections. Remember the items in Asha's book bag? The ones buried 40 miles away. DNA testing found matches to 2 people, Annalie Dedmon Ramirez, Roy and Connie's youngest daughter, 13 in 2000, Russell Underhill, a man who lived in assisted living facilities owned and operated by the Dedmons. He died in 2004. The warrants name Roy and Connie Dedmon as suspects. Why them and not their daughters? The warrants explain, due to the ages of Roy Dedmon and Connie Dedmon's 3 daughters in the year of 2000, investigators believe adult assistance would have been necessary in the execution and/or concealment of the crime. In other words, the daughters may have been involved, but they were teenagers. They would have needed help from adults to abduct a child, kill her, and bury evidence 40 miles away. February 2025, more search warrants. More revelations. Police seize cell phones from Roy Dedmon and 2 of his daughters, Lizzie Foster and Sarah Capel. Text messages are recovered between the sisters. From when police first searched the properties in September 2024, Foster texts, "This is all my fault." The confession. The February warrants reveal something explosive. In September 2024, a man comes forward. He tells police, in the mid-2000s, he used to go to parties and bars with the Dedmon sisters. One night, at a house party, he saw Lizzie Foster. She was drunk, visibly upset, crying, and then, according to the witness, Foster said, "I killed Asha Degree," her sister. Sarah Capel immediately snapped at her. "Shut the F up," the witness says Capel's reaction caught him off guard. Capel was usually calm and nice. But that night, she was stern, aggressive. Like she needed to silence her sister. The man reports this to police in 2024. He takes a polygraph test. He passes. Police ask Lizzie Foster to take a polygraph. She refuses. April 2025, another search. Police execute a search warrant on a property in Lincoln County, North Carolina. The property was once owned by someone connected to the case. Drone footage shows police searching old, dilapidated buildings. They're looking for Asha's body. As of this script, they haven't found her. 25 years later, investigators believe they're close to solving the case. But major questions remain. Theory 1. The Dedmon daughters killed Asha. Official theory. Investigators believe the Dedmon sisters, particularly Lizzie Foster and Sarah Capel, were responsible for Asha's death. Why? Their DNA, Annalie's specifically, was found on Asha's belongings. Foster allegedly confessed at a party. Text messages suggest guilt. "This is all my fault." They refused to cooperate with investigators, but how did 3 teenage girls abduct and kill a 9-year-old? The warrants suggest Roy and Connie Dedmon helped. Provided the car, the green AMC Rambler. Helped bury the book bag. Concealed the body. Russell Underhill, the man who lived in the Dedmon's assisted living facility, may have also been involved. His DNA was on Asha's belongings too, but this theory has problems. Why would they target Asha? There's no apparent connection between the Dedmons and the Degree family. Asha's great-uncle says he lived near the Dedmons and never knew them. How did they lure her out? Did they call her? Leave a note? Promise her something? Why would Lizzie Foster confess at a party? If you got away with murder, why tell people? Theory 2. Asha was groomed. Some investigators believe Asha was groomed by someone she trusted. Someone who convinced her to sneak out. Evidence supporting this. Asha packed a bag. She planned to leave. She took specific items, her favorite clothes, candy from the Valentine's party. She had a photo of a girl in her book bag, a girl the Degrees didn't recognize. Maybe Asha thought she was going to meet a friend. Or going on an adventure. Maybe someone promised her something, but when she got to the meeting spot, something went wrong. Theory 3. The book is the key. Remember the book found in Asha's bag? The Whipping Boy by Sid Fleischman. It's about a boy who takes the blame for a prince's mistakes. He's whipped in the prince's place. Some believe this book is significant. Maybe it was given to Asha by someone who identified with it. Someone who felt like they were always taking the blame. Lizzie Foster later texts, "This is all my fault." Coincidence? Or a confession? Theory 4. Asha ran away from something. Some believe Asha wasn't lured. She was running. From what? Abuse? Fear? Something at home, but there's no evidence of abuse. Harold and Aquila Degree were investigated thoroughly. Nothing suspicious was found. Asha's teachers, coaches, friends, all said she was happy. Well-adjusted. Loved, so what was she running from? Theory 5. It was opportunistic. Maybe Asha left on her own for an innocent reason. Maybe she wanted to walk to her aunt's house. Or go see a friend, and someone saw her. Alone. Vulnerable. On a dark highway, and they took her, the green AMC Rambler. Driven by Sarah Capel. Spotted near where Asha disappeared. Maybe Capel, or someone else in the car, saw Asha. Stopped. Offered her a ride, and Asha got in. 25 years after Asha Degree walked out of her house, the case is finally moving forward. Suspects have been named. Evidence has been collected. Searches continue, but Asha's body has not been found. And no charges have been filed. The questions remain. Why did Asha leave her house? This is the question that haunts everyone. Asha was afraid of the dark. Hated storms. Followed rules. What made her leave at 2:30 a.m. during a thunderstorm? Was she lured? Groomed? Running towards something? Running away from something? We may never know. Where is Asha's body? Despite multiple searches, Asha's remains have not been found. Investigators believe she was killed and her body concealed. But where? The Dedmons owned multiple properties. Operated assisted living facilities. Had access to land, equipment, vehicles. Asha could be anywhere. Why did it take 24 years? DNA technology. That's the simple answer. In 2000, DNA testing was limited. You needed good samples. A database to compare against. Today, genealogical DNA testing has revolutionized cold cases. The same technology that caught the Golden State Killer helped identify the Dedmons, but that doesn't explain everything. Witnesses saw a green car. The Dedmons owned a green car. Why didn't police investigate them in 2000? Will charges be filed? As of now, no one has been charged with Asha's murder. The Dedmons deny any involvement. Their attorney says they had no connection to Asha, but investigators are building a case. DNA evidence. Witness testimony. Text messages. A confession. It's only a matter of time. What happens next? Asha's family waits. Like they've waited for 25 years, they want Asha's body recovered. They want justice. They want to finally bury their daughter. We'll never stop searching, Aquila says. Never. Asha Degree was 9 years old. She loved basketball. Straight A student. Shy but sweet. Her whole life ahead of her. On February 14, 2000, she walked out of her house at 2:30 a.m. Into a storm. Into darkness, and she was never seen again. For 25 years, her family searched. Her face was on billboards. Her case was on national news. But there were no arrests. No answers, just a mother and father who tucked their daughter in at night and woke to find her gone. Imagine that. Your child, safe in bed. And by morning, vanished. Harold and Asha Degree lived that nightmare for 25 years, but in 2024, something changed. DNA technology that didn't exist in 2000 finally identified suspects, Roy and Connie Dedmon. Their daughters. Russell Underhill, people who lived near Asha. People who had access. People whose DNA was on Asha's belongings. One of them allegedly confessed at a party, "I killed Asha Degree." Whether justice will finally be served remains to be seen. No charges have been filed yet, but Asha's family has something they didn't have for 24 years, hope. Hope that Asha will be found. Hope that someone will be held accountable. Hope that they can finally lay their daughter to rest. The case that went cold for a quarter century is heating up again, and somewhere, someone knows where Asha Degree is buried. The question is, will they finally tell the truth? The Asha Degree case is proof that cold cases are never truly closed. That families never stop searching. That technology can reach back decades. This is Case Unknown, where we investigate the crimes that expose uncomfortable truths about our systems, our culture, and ourselves. But before we go, here's what's coming next on Case Unknown: a young woman. A night out with friends. Surveillance footage shows her leaving a bar, then, nothing. For 11 days, when her body is found, police say suicide. But her family says murder, bruises on her body. Toxicology that doesn't match. Evidence that was ignored. Next time, the death of Kenneka Jenkins. When the cameras stop rolling, what really happened? Until then, remember, the unknown is only unknown until someone asks the right questions. And sometimes, those questions can wait 25 years for answers. This is Case Unknown.